Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge, and I want to talk to you real quick about pipe clamps and bar clamps. Pipe clamps, bar clamps. I had a buddy over here a while back, and he was asking about my clamps, and he was like, why do you have so many of those? Those are just for carpentry. And I was like, who makes these rules? And I use them a lot. I do a lot of table bases and a lot of table legs and stuff, and sometimes I'll get a weld in and something will creep a little bit, and I can use a clamp to pull it back into position or to hold it in position while I'm welding the whole thing up. Now, pipe clamps are the biggest clamps in my arsenal, and I've had these 4-foot ones for years, and I just had a job where I needed some longer ones. So what I did was I got some 1/2-inch pipe and I threaded it myself because it's about a quarter the price to thread it as opposed to buying threaded pipe. So anyway, I'll put a thing to the where I threaded the pipe. But then it's just a matter of buying the pipe clamp and screwing it on. So let me show you how we do that, show you some of our other clamps. Okay, here's our clamp. This one I left laying in the back of the truck, so it got moist. But this is all it is. It's just two pieces. This is the clamp end with the threaded piece, and this is the sliding bottom of the clamp. Okay, now depending on which brand you've got, these are going to be a little different. But you just put the piece you clamp against down. A little bit more out of our vise here. Once it's on, then you worry about the top that threads on. And make sure your sliding piece gets in there. Let's crank this down a little bit. Then it's just right-hand threads. Oh no, I've marred the paint. What shall I do? Oh, that's good. It's a little stiff, so we're going to put a little lubrication on it. There we go. Smooth as silk. Ish. Now your pipe clamp should be able to sit flat on your workbench for when you're doing glue ups of big flat things, and this is mostly for big wood projects, but it does make a difference sometimes when you're doing some fabrication, so you want to check that. Looking at these two, my older ones are the Pony, and these are the Harbor Freight ones here, and I like the crank on the Harbor Freight one better, but the release on the Pony, let's go down here. The release on the Pony here is just a little easier to operate than the one on the Harbor Freight. I mean, they both seem to work. I guess time will tell. Maybe this one will loosen up. Maybe this one needs some lubrication. I don't think so. No, it doesn't. This one's fine. Maybe this one will loosen up. Maybe it needs some lubrication. But other than that, I mean, they seem to be fine. And I priced these around a little bit. I looked online, and I went to some of the box stores, and the Bizzle, I'm probably saying that incorrectly. Somebody will let me know. But the Bizzle ones were very nice. They seem to be the nicest of the ones that I could get locally. But they cost 4 times as much as these. And they're also made in China. So if it's also going to be made in China, why pay American-made prices for something made in China? So these other bar type clamps that I use in the shop, these are Jorgensen's. These are left over from when I mostly did woodworking in here. And I've used them on quite a few fabrication projects. One thing that I would recommend is when you buy the clamps, they have this knot bump on the end of the clamp. Grind that off. And the reason why you grind that off is it is made to prevent this end of the clamp from coming off of the clamp. But if you grind it off, you can turn this around and use it as a spreader. Because, you know, sometimes when you're tacking something up and it's come together a little bit and you got to spread it back out to get it square, that's very handy in doing that. So that's a little pro tip for you there. Okay, now these quick clamps, I used to have a boatload of these. Anytime they would go on sale, I'd buy a pack of them. And I love the concept, but they are not for metalworking. They just don't work. The plastic just breaks. So I'm down to 2. I only use these for woodworking type projects and stuff like that. But I love the concept, and they'll work good for a good while, but eventually they're gonna stop. Now the quick clamp style, the quick grip that you, I don't know, ratcheting grip or whatever, anyway, you see what it is, whatever it's called, those don't go with anything even remotely generic. I tried some of the generic ones here and there, and they're garbage. Lastly, you're gonna need somewhere to keep them where they're kind of halfway organized, and I probably need to build a bigger rack at this point. Maybe just add on to the next locker. But all that is a strip of 2-inch angle iron that I tack welded onto that locker. And I can put my clamps on there. And that works fine for me. There's a million other clamp racks. But I like to have them over here on this side of the shop, because this is where the welding and the fabrication goes on. And this is where I end up needing them. Don't be worried about whether a clamp is made for this specifically or that specifically. If you need to clamp something, find a clamp that'll clamp it. These bar and pipe clamps have done good for me on woodworking projects and steel projects time and time again over the years. And a bonus clamp, a ratchet strap. Keep some ratchet straps around, because you can always pull stuff together with a ratchet strap, and sometimes that's the best thing to do to gather things in. So that's another idea for you. But you're never going to have enough clamps, so start getting them now. And with the bar clamps, what I've done right now is I have cut some 8-foot pieces of pipe and threaded them, and I've got those put up for when I need them, and eventually I'll get new clamp heads to put on those. But it just makes it all more versatile. So hopefully you got something out of this. Do you have any questions or comments? What kind of clamps do you like to use? Put that in the comments below. Don't forget, we've got our homesteading channel now. I'll put a thing probably here now. And if you like the video, hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel.